protocols and rushed into the gates ahead of the scheduled screening at about 06:20 hours. The unfortunate incident led to the death of 6 potential recruits and many others injured. The injured are currently receiving emergency medical care at the 37 Military Hospital. The Ghana Armed Forces assures the general public that the medical team are working tirelessly to stabilize affected individuals. Meanwhile, arrangements are being made to notify the families of the deceased. The Ghana Armed Forces extends its deepest condolences to the families of the deceased and wishes a swift recovery to those injured. Further updates will be communicated in due time. So let's go back to my colleague, Fauzu Masawudu, who we understand has now gotten the chance to enter into the stadium proper to bring us updates what is happening at the place. If you are just joining us, is the recruitment exercise that we are monitoring, which is happening at the El-Wak Sports Stadium here in Accra around 37, and we are bringing you updates. The sad story that is coming up is that 6 individuals are reported dead, and the Ghana Armed Forces has actually confirmed this incident, which is a very sad one. But Fauzu, if you are there with us and you can hear us, paint a picture for us what is happening at the stadium now, and how many individuals you can say are currently or have been allowed to enter the stadium proper. Okay, so we are trying to work around the lines to get Fauzu to connect to us so we can have conversations with him on that. And the sad news that is coming in is that the 6 individuals have been confirmed dead, and this is a report coming from the Ghana Armed Forces following a recruitment exercise that is happening at the El-Wak Sports Stadium. In the statement that was issued by the Ghana Armed Forces indicated that, well, prior to the scheduled exercise today, some individuals had to go ahead, and that's also led to this incident. But Fauzu is joining us again. Fauzu, you have gotten the chance to enter the stadium proper. Let's hear from you what really the details is and paint a picture for us as you've entered the stadium.
Yeah, Philip, now we've had access into the inner part of the stadium where the applicants are waiting to have their turn and then to go through the registration process. A number of them, I must say, are seated on the ground with military presence heavily here. We will possibly get, so there are partitions here. So there is a waiting place. There is a part that you are expected to go for documentation, and then there is this process that you also have to go through for them to determine your height, other medicals, and what have you. So this is the first part where you would have to wait, and then when you are called, you move, and then you keep moving till you are done with the entire process. So this is the situation here at the inner part of the El-Wak Sports Stadium, where the Ghana military is conducting its recruitment for the 2025 service year. Try and see if we can again speak to those who have had access to inside the media perimeter. Hi, can I speak to you briefly? Hi. You're live on Channel 1 TV. What's your name?
My name is Odrobati Evans.
Say again.
Odrobati Evans.
Odrobati Evans.
Boatin Evans.
Boatin Evans. Are you in Accra here? Or you came from another region?
I came from Eastern region.
You came from Eastern region?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Fortunately, you have had access to be here, to come inside. Have you been through the process already?
Not yet. I'm about to. Yes.
So, what have they been saying? What have the military hierarchy been telling those of you who are waiting?
We are just waiting. They say we should just wait. They'll be calling us one after the other. So after that, you just have to get your service sheet ready. They scan it, then you are good to go.
So you're hopeful that by close of today, you go through the entire process peacefully, so that you didn't have to return tomorrow.
I have no choice. I'm waiting. If I'm able to go through, fine. If not, then I have to wait for tomorrow. Yes.
Okay. But why the service though?
Say?
Why join the military?
I have the zeal for it, willing to join too. Yeah. Ready to do anything for my nation. So, yeah.
Okay. So for you, it's been peaceful here.
Peaceful. Yeah.
All right, all the best as you wait to go through the process. So, so like I stated earlier, those waited around this area are those who are yet to go through the process properly. You wait at this point till you hear your name. Once you hear your name, then you go to the first point of contact, and then you keep moving until your turn. I want to engage some more people if they're ready. Hi, you are live on Channel 1 TV. I just want to engage you briefly, if you don't mind. Okay, she wouldn't want to utter a word, but we are still there at the inner perimeter of the El-Wak Sports Stadium, where the military is conducting its 2025 recruitment for applicants. About 12,000 of them, we understand, have applied to join the service, and they are waiting with bated breath for their turn. Hopefully they get to go through the process finally. Hi, boss. You want to speak to me briefly, just to have your thought on what the process has so far been for you?
What I want to say is this thing has been really been a headache to us. And then we are not expecting this number of people to be present here, but it seems like the youth, everyone is in need of this particular work. And then so far I was here around 11, that was 11 p.m. to now. They haven't yet attended to me.
You came here yesterday 11 p.m.
Yes, I was here around 11 there. Yeah, they haven't attended to me.
And you've been waiting throughout 11 p.m. yesterday?
It's almost 11 p.m. It's almost 12 o'clock now. Yeah, so you can just imagine the kind of stress I've been through. Yes, still no one is attending to it. So,
what have they been saying? What have the military been telling you?
Oh, they are just trying to let us be in another whereby they can just pick a group of people and they'll just go and do their own for them. So since morning, some of us will just be on the sun. We are unlucky. Let me put it that way. We have been unlucky, so they haven't called us yet. So we are just hoping that they'll just call some of us so that we just finish and go back home.
Have you eaten?
No, I drank water.
There is an information about some of your colleagues, some passing away, some, sustaining injuries and all of that. Does that scare you?
Yeah.
Or frighten you?
I witnessed one. Yeah. And then as of now, the girl is always on my eyes, although I don't know her. Yeah, but I can see she's really out of breath. She's just trying to hold my neck, and I was also suffering. They've tried pulling her out of the crowd, but it's not going. Behold, someone also pulled me. I don't know where their hand came from. I just thank God Almighty that I'm still alive.
Wow. So you witnessed the moment leading to her passing, when she was rushed to the hospital?
Yeah, I was not there when they were rushing her, but I saw her when she was just about to lose her life.
Wow.
I can also do about it because I was also suffering. It got to it, I don't know where my documents, my bags were.
This should be traumatizing.
Yeah, like that's what I'm going through right now. I feel like I'm also a dead person right now. Yeah, because what I saw in the morning was too much. Yeah, what I saw in the morning was too much. So that's it. I just don't want to talk about it. Anytime so I talk about it, I always see the girl in my eyes. I don't know, although I don't know her. Yeah, but
are you also in Accra here, or you came from a different part of the country?
I'm in Accra. Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you.
Okay, so you hearing from the horse's own mouth, one of the applicants here who has shared a rather traumatizing experience. He mentioned that he saw firsthand, he actually encountered firsthand events leading to one of the casualties that have been reported here at the El-Wak Sports Stadium, and he says that he's frightened for his own life. He's been here since yesterday 11 p.m. he tells me, and he has not had any proper meal. He says that even today he's not had anything. He's on an empty stomach, waiting for bated breath just to go through this process of joining the military to serve his country, Ghana. There are lots of questions that needs to be asked, but maybe on a later day. For now, we are still bringing you live images here at the El-Wak Sports Stadium, where the military is conducting its 2025 recruitment exercise. These applicants are expected to go through documentation and other, requisition or requirements for them to be able to successfully join the Ghana Armed Forces. It's not a pleasant experience here, if you ask me. Not at all. And one shouldn't be made to go through this only to service or a nation. But this is what the situation has presented. A number of them, a mammoth, are outside, they're waiting to come inside. And even for those who are fortunate to have access to the inner perimeter, they say they have been waiting here for hours unattended to.
Okay, so Fauzu, from what the information you've gathered from
the El-Wak Sports Stadium, not a pleasant.
Fauzu, can you hear me?
And we'll still want to get closer and engage some more of them if they would also share their experiences here at the military, I beg your pardon, at the El-Wak Sports Stadium, where they are waiting to have their turn. Some have come from parts of the country, and even though this exercise is also going on in other parts of the country, some have moved from wherever they are to here in Accra for obvious reasons, and only to go through this experience. But the justification also from the military side is that they have asked them to come on their scheduled date, but some of them just decided to come here today, even though they have not been scheduled to do so. They have still come here, and
Good.
that with the hopes that at least they will have their own turn to go through this, this whole process.
Hello, Fauzu.
We asked the regional minister, Greater Accra.
Fauzu, I'm sure you can hear me
earlier, whether this whole situation paints a picture of the country's worsening unemployment rates, especially amongst the youth. And yes, she alluded to the fact that the country's unemployment rate, especially among the youth, it's really nothing to write home about. But the government, led by the President John Dramani Mahama, is trying as much as possible to curtail or mitigate this unemployment crisis. And she mentioned a number of initiatives that have been introduced by the government. But the numbers that you are seeing here clearly tells you that a lot of them here, really, they just want a means to survive. They want to serve their own country, and that they have the passion to do so. But then they say that why should their zeal or passion to serve their own nation be characterized or be met with such, for the lack of better expression, torture? But there's been also justification from the military, even though they have expressed remorse over the casualties that were recorded earlier here.
Hello,
even though they have expressed remorse about the casualties that were recorded earlier, and that they are trying as much as possible to prevent a recurrence moving forward.
Hello, Fauzu.
Yeah,
so I want to find out from you, from the conversation you had with a gentleman there who had to recount or give his account, that sad incident. Will you say that the exercise has started, for which reason people have started participating in it? And if you can take us to that side at the stadium where maybe the exercise has started and people are going through the documentation process and all that.
All right, so technically the exercise has started, and like the young man alluded to the fact that he's been here for hours, and the crowd is rather moving at a snail's pace. So even though it has started, you would have to take a while for you to actually go through the process. You would have to wait at this space or at this designated area. Once you hear your name, you keep moving to the first point of contact, keep moving until you get to the last point. So really that is what the situation has been here. The exercise has technically started, but it is moving at a snail's pace, and that is really troubling for these applicants, like they have mentioned to me in interviews that I've had with them. So yes, essentially the exercise is underway, but it's moving at a snail's pace.
So will you want to take us close to it and let's see what really the exercise entails, and why maybe it's moving very slowly?
Yeah, so now I want to get to the registration point, really, to see for myself, or to observe what really is causing or accounting for these delays. So if the camera is able to come closer, I want to aim closer to really, even though there's been a path that has been prohibited from accessing. I will still want to try as much as possible to see if we could, so to speak, create any magic. That means that we would have to walk through some of them literally. The camera could do some justice for us. So yes, the military here are briefing. They are briefing the applicants on what to do and a few housekeeping rules, so to speak. And then let's see if we can get some sound. Let's go. Okay. So once you are called, you would go with the military personnel, and then he will show you to where exactly you need to start from. So this is a queue. You can see one of them who is at the back of the queue limping, and that clearly tells you that she's been exhausting. It's been exhausting for them. And so across the barricade, if the camera is able to give us that shot, across the barricade is another queue, and that is where the actual registration is ongoing. So once you wait here, you'll be called, and then in turns you head to where the registration is ongoing, and then you go through the entire process. When you are done, you leave to make way for others to also occupy the space you left off. So really that's the situation here at the El-Wak Sports Stadium in Accra, where the military is conducting its recruitment exercise for the 2025 service year. The exercise essentially is targeting documentation and body selection. And just a quick one, prior to this exercise, these applicants had to apply online. A portal was opened, and it spanned from 1st October to November 7, after which it was extended for a short while. And the applicants you are seeing here are those who have been shortlisted from the online registration process. So you can imagine that if there weren't anything as shortlisting, the numbers that would have thronged, this place. So that's just, and the military has also been heavy on ensuring that no issue of fraud or whatsoever like has been recorded in the past occurs again. And so that has also been part of this whole recruitment process for the 2025 service year. The military has been very heavy on sensitizing applicants on being defrauded or whatsoever. There is a number of eligibility requirements that you have to go through. So these individuals who are waiting with bated breath to take their turn, you must ensure that you meet these eligibility requirements. We know that with educational background, they have their own cutoff points with BEC, with WASI, and what have you. Even with nationality, it's very important that you are Ghanaian, your marital status, and what have you. Also age limits, and we know that the age limits differs really from non-tradesmen and then the tradesmen. So these applicants who are weighted here are largely supposed to meet these requirements. So it means that these processes that you are going through are not necessarily cast in stone. You can wait here for hours and days, but if you do not meet the requirements, then it amounts to zilch. But a number of those we have spoken to are very optimistic that they are here ready, and that they indeed meet these requirements, and so they should just be allowed to go through the process smoothly, devoid of the eventualities that have marred the process, so to speak, so far. one man, like you mentioned earlier, one of the applicants specifically mentioned that it's a traumatizing experience, seeing for himself events leading to the unaliving of one of the prospective military men or the applicants. It's really not a good thing, and he says that he's even frightened or he's scared for his own life. So Philip, this has been the situation here at the El-Wak Sports Stadium. Again, where the armed forces is conducting its 2025 military recruitment process. I just want to add again that earlier the Greater Accra Regional Minister Linda Akwele Oklu, who by the way serves as chairperson for the Regional Security Council, that's RECSEC, also stopped by to observe or monitor the process, and she spoke to these applicants and urged them to exercise some patience and wait till it's their turn. Those who have been asked to go home should kindly do so and return tomorrow as they have been directed to do so. But some of them have really taken this directive with a pinch of salt or with little optimism. They say that once their colleagues have been allowed access into the inner perimeter, then there is also hope for them. So they are waiting out there, not because they have been given some assurances, but because they hope they would be called.
Fauzu, thank you so much for your time, and keep monitoring events for us there. Fauzu Masarodo reporting live from the El-Wak Sports Stadium, where thousands of applicants or young individuals have converged to go through the recruitment process by the Ghana Armed Forces to get into the force. But this sad news that rather came as a result of what is happening there is the stampede during the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment exercise at El-Wak Sports Stadium, and the Ghana Armed Forces issued a statement confirming 6 individuals that have passed on and others who have also sustained various degrees of injuries. But then again, the Ghana Armed Forces says that, well, they are ensuring that the individuals who have sustained various degrees of injuries are responding to treatment. Meanwhile, they also put their condolences out there to the bereaved families. Mind you, we'll be keeping our eyes and our cameras on this rather disturbing news coming from the El-Wak Sports Stadium, where thousands of applicants are there to get to go through the recruitment process by the Ghana Armed Forces. I am Philip Nilati. Many thanks for staying with us here on Channel 1 TV. Keep watching Channel 1 TV, because at 12 we will bring you an update of the story.